All right, so one of the movies that I watched in 2022 was the film Don't Look Up, which was, I think it was a Netflix exclusive movie, Netflix original movie. I think so. But anyway, yeah, I watched this movie in 2022, and basically at the request of my dad, actually. And I mean, so I heard I wasn't really enthusiastic about watching this movie because I'd heard online, a lot of hate for this movie and criticism from both right wing and left wing people. And like I honestly don't get it. I thought this movie was good. I mean, like and again, like I feel like it is pointing out that like a lot of people, obviously this movie is a bit politically charged in some ways, and there are a lot of people on the there's a lot of people on the right wing who don't like it for certain reasons. But again, like I said, my dad was the one who recommended me to watch this movie because he thought it was pretty good, and he's like conservative. So, and I mean, again, but like it wasn't just like right wing people that were hating on this movie. It was also like people who were more left leaning as well who didn't like it. And like I don't know. I mean, I did like this movie. I thought it was good, and I'll explain why. I mean, like there were a lot of this moments in there were a lot of moments in this movie that genuinely made me laugh. There were some really funny moments in this movie. Like I especially like the funniest thing in this movie for me was probably like in addition to all the other funny stuff going on, but it was the Elon Musk knockoff. You know, the guy who was like this billionaire in the movie, and he was he was just so funny. It was such a good parody, and it was like I love that it was actually you could tell you could tell that this movie was legitimately taking some pot shots at Elon Musk. And I'm not really the biggest fan of Elon Musk, and there's a lot of things that I don't like about him. But and I just found the parody of him in this movie to be really funny. And obviously, it's not a straight parody. Like it's also making fun of some other super rich billionaires as well, just like the president in this movie was obviously a parody of Donald Trump, but not exactly a parody, not exactly like just a stand-in for Donald Trump. Was also parodying like other political figures as well. So it's not like super direct, but obviously you can see sort of what they're making fun of specifically, as well as other more general things. And I don't know, I just really liked it. I thought that the Elon Musk parody was really funny, as well as the president too, and the president's son, which was just some people found him annoying. I thought he got like a ton of laughs. Like it is just so stupid. But anyway, so basically, one of the complaints from a lot of people about Don't Look Up is like it's too on the nose. It's like too obvious in what it's trying to like satirize, and like I don't think so. I mean, this movie is supposed to be a parody of how utterly ridiculous the real world is, and like it's, I mean, like considering the state of the world right now and everything that has been going on, can you really say this movie is too on the nose? I mean, I don't know. Like, with the amount of insane, ridiculous shit that is actually going on in the world right now and in the United States right now, can you say this movie is too obvious? Really? Like, honestly, maybe in some ways it's not obvious enough, but I mean, anyway. But, like, I mean, and here's the thing. This movie is, like, it does obviously criticize, like, conservatives and conspiracy theorists, which, they're right to criticize those people. But anyway, it also criticizes like other people, like for example, liberals and like people on social media who like use crises like this for publicity and try to downplay certain events, like and not take it as seriously as it should be. And so it's sort of not just criticizing like a specific group of people, but also like people in general for how they respond to like crises and real issues like that, and the media, and like so I mean, I don't know, I thought like even though the criticism like there is legitimate problems to be had with like some of the criticisms of this movie of like stuff in real life. I don't think it was like perfect and spot on, but like I don't think any parody is going to be like totally spot on with real life and what it's trying to parody. But I thought that the criticism in this movie was generally very pointed, and generally was pretty good, and was stuff that sort of needs to be said in the current climate. I mean, like legitimately, with how ridiculous things have gotten in the modern day, I like that a movie like this can just be so harsh in its criticism of the modern day government and society. I mean, like Dr. Randall, who's the main character, his like rant in the movie where he's on the media and it's just like he just gets so fed up with everyone's bullshit and just starts ranting. Like you know that scene, you know the one I'm talking about. Like what that just that scene just connected to me so much because like it's so true. Like how are we supposed to move forward as a society when like we can't even agree on basic facts of reality anymore? Like that the earth is round or that climate change is real. Like it's just like come on, man. It's just oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. And that rant just felt like a complete expression of like just all of my frustrations that I've been having with the political climate and society and like my gosh, what the fuck, the world is fucked. But anyway, I mean like another thing that I really respect about this movie is that like I liked how there was not this Deus ex machina at the end where everything ultimately turns out all right. Like the film, you know, the movie committed to the everyone dies ending because you know that's the ending that was actually what should have happened because like humanity was too stupid to actually fix the problem and like there are ways that it could have been avoided. Again, like people say like oh this movie is nihilistic and it's just like and it just like has this ending where like humanity just gets wiped out, and I don't think it's nihilistic because like the point is that it wasn't just like humanity was doomed to like be wiped out doomed to be wiped out anyway. It's the fact that we made choices. Well, in the movie, like people made choices. The people in power and also the people who supported them made choices that like led to humanity not being able to survive. And it's like you know that's the point of this movie, that we actually have to be intelligent and like you know listen to the facts of science and like not get so overwhelmed with like greed and arrogance that like you know we wipe ourselves out basically. And like so I really did like that the movie in the end did end with the comet actually, you know, hitting the Earth and wiping out humanity. I really like that ending, and I think it fit very well for what the movie was trying to portray. So in regards to this movie, I did have issues with it. Like it's not perfect. Like because here's the thing about the movie. While I did think it was funny and did get a lot of laughs out of me, like some of the jokes, like maybe 30% of the jokes I really didn't think worked, and there were definitely some awkward silence moments throughout the movie, like where you know there's there's just awkward silence and not a ton going on, and it just didn't really get a laugh of me and did not work. Like I thought that most of this movie, the majority of it was funny, but like 30% of the jokes didn't really land for me, and I don't think they worked that well. So the comedy is like not totally consistent, but like I did think still a good bit of it was funny. And there were, like I said before, there are moments that are like legitimately really funny in this movie. Like for example, the mid-credit scene where they basically all the rich people who managed to get in a spacecraft and escape the Earth, like with how they were all like labeled in their pods not by what their names were but by the industries they were part of. That was so funny. And then they just got like eaten by these alien space creatures immediately. That was such a funny scene. It was so fucking funny, man. Oh my gosh. But anyway, like and some other issues with this movie though, like I thought the movie was a little too long and had some stuff in it that I think could have been cut out. Like for example, the whole plot line with Dr. Randall cheating on his wife and then getting divorced and then getting back together. I thought that could have been cut out of the movie completely. I really don't see the point of it. Like I didn't find it particularly funny. I didn't find it like that meaningful. I didn't really like it. But yeah. So in the end, even though I do have some issues with the movie, I still think Don't Look Up is a pretty great satire of the insanity of the modern world. And I think that definitely it's worth checking out. So anyway, those were just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This has been the Aromantic Shipper, and as always, remember, just because you can't feel loved doesn't mean you shouldn't want other people to.